I mean, I boxed 14 years in a real club, so I'm also not afraid of Sean Baby.
All right, well, let's talk about some of your critics. Obviously, you notoriously boxed many of your critics several years ago. I wanted to, one of the questions we have is from Winston. He says, "Can Uwe talk about his boxing match with Richard Lotax, and what he thought of him before and after his boxing match with him? Also, what is his perspective of Lotax since? Oh, well, I guess he passed on. I guess he committed suicide earlier this year. And what about the something awful for him? So let's start there. Let's talk about your boxing matches. This is pretty notorious in your career, and the background of it. I mean, who hasn't wanted to punch their critics in the face?
Yeah, a lot of directors reached out to me after and said, "Oh, I wish I could did that," and stuff like this, And yeah, there is he. And so we did in Vancouver this event with Jeff Snyder, who's now, I think he's with Hollywood Reporter, and then Lotax, and he had Chance Minter also, and Chris Alexander, who's I think he's still at Fangoria, right? So he's the chief editor of the Fangoria magazine, and there's Chris Alexander, and I had kind of a revenge, like this kind of.
You're pissed.
Yeah, I was pissed, and I told them from the beginning on. That is where with Lotax, where I was so mad that they all said, not all, but he specifically said, "I promised not to hit him, and it's all a show." And whatever, and that was the opposite to what I said from day one on when I said apply to come to Vancouver and we do a boxing match. The opposite. I said it has to be real. I'm not a big fan of like wrestling here, so we boxing and we will fight for real. So we have a few months to train, and then you come and do it. And then he later tried to backstab me this way, was just bullshit. And I reached out to him when he was sick and everything. So we are on good terms. In the very end, we were on good terms together, and I'm on good terms with all of them. So I think they also, in a way, learned a little coming there that there's a real world out there, and it's different to just write or bash somebody. And you have to see, like, even a bad film is a lot of work. I mean, a lot of them, nobody makes a film to make a bad film, but some films turn out not good, but still the work is there, and you should honor the work, that you put all your effort in, and time and nerves and everything. So, and I felt like a lot of people, not only them, but a lot of people, they trashed my films in a way it was, of course, insulting and absurd. When they said to Ed Wood, I'm like, Ed Wood, right? And I said, look, Ed Wood made films for $1,000 budget. And I still admire him also because of the Tim Burton film, Johnny Depp played him, whatever. But I'm not Ed Wood. Ed Wood had no money to make films. So my films are technical, good. They were done by top notch, like the stunt people were top notch, the CGI people were top notch. I mean, the crews in Vancouver, our stunt guy from Far Cry, he did iRobot and stuff like this. I mean, if you say that is trash like Ed Wood, you at the same time insult everybody who worked on the film. Neil Blomkamp, who's a big star now, worked on my films in CGI in the beginning of his career. We have Julian Clark, the postal editor, won an Oscar. He's cutting Deadpool, right? So, I mean, that is the thing. It's like when you say this, you maybe want to insult only me, but you don't see all the other people who worked on this kind of films. And they were laughing about it the whole time. My crew was never taking it serious and said, "This is total stupid." As I don't have eyes, like, can I not see that the films are very well done? So, but it is what it is. And I'm not mad with the reviewers anymore, or with the critics, and whatever they say, it's okay.
Over on Twitter, Coinbox was asking if you have any regrets from the boxing matches at all. Do you look back on that and be like, I probably shouldn't have done that?
No. It was, I think it was fun, and it was also entertaining for everybody in the arena. There were like over 1,000 visitors, like people in the audience. I think it was good that I did it, also to make a point, to say like, look, but I told everybody, I'm proud of you guys. You stepped up into the ring. You didn't run away. I mean, you got beaten up, but you stepped up to the plate. And so I think that from this point of view, that is all good. But after this, of course, I got so many invites to festivals where I should box. And I did one in Spain, another fight I did in Austin at the Alamo Fest. I boxed Tim Leake, the boss from the festival. And but there I hold back. That was different because that was kind of a show thing, and I liked him. I didn't want to like hit him too hard. And yeah, so
that's awesome. I love it. And it's obvious that you are just a natural fighter in real life, whether it's in film or whether it's, whatever your profession you want to do. One of the criticisms that you see online when it comes to the boxing event is that there was another critic named Sean Baby, that apparently he was ready to fight and you didn't want to fight him. Can you talk about that at all?
No, I think first of all, he came very late with I want to fight, and we already booked the flights and everybody, so it was set up. The second was he never wrote any negative thing about me. So I said the people are only qualified who actually bashed me. So I wanted to feel the revenge, right? So I mean, of course, in retrospective, the guy was fit. I was like this kind of okay. Let's say if I would fought him, it would be a better event, right? But it was not the purpose of the event. And everybody we invited, I had no information about are they trained, are they fighters, are they heavier or taller as me. I had zero intel, and confirmed I boxed 4 people in one night. So it was this kind of like, okay, I don't know, but there is a video on YouTube too, where I box a way better guy at the before the fights. The day before, we went to a gym and we're fighting. There was a guy, also a reviewer, who was really fit, and he wanted to fight me there. And all the others who I was fighting a day later were there. And somebody filmed it, and it's on YouTube, and it's there. You see he's very aggressive, whatever. But then he gets it, right? So I mean, I boxed 14 years in a real club, so I'm also not afraid of Sean Baby, right? So I mean, from my club in Leverkusen, we were 3 times German amateur champions, and like Felix Sturm boxed with us. He was fighting later Oscar de la Hoya against the world title. Like, so I grew up doing sparrings with top-notch people. So and of course, at that point I was already older, but I'm pretty sure I can handle Sean Baby because he was doing like more Thai boxing, what he couldn't do in the boxing ring, right? So, and it was a kickboxer. So it was not that I was scared of him. So that was the thing, but I never really started to engage in this too much in regards of, I don't know what he wanted to say, Boll is a pussy, he doesn't want to box me, but I also didn't want it to have now every 3 months a boxing event.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so hypothetically, look, we're all a little older, right? And that's fine. But could we hypothetically set up an Uwe Boll versus Sean Baby grudge match today?
No, I'm too old. I don't know how old he is, but I don't know how old he is actually. So no, I'm not boxing at long time anymore, basically. So I'm staying fit as I can, but I'm not in training, and I'm not going back in training. But I mean, if it's a pay-per-view event and I make real money, we talk about it. But
see, now we're talking. Listen, the door is open. The door is open. Let's go. All right, let's see if we can make this happen.
Yeah.
All right. So you box your critics, but it doesn't stop, right? There's a point where there's actually there's a petition online that like we want Uwe Boll to retire, blah blah blah. That kind of flounders. It's it's always the vocal minority, right? But eventually you get around to a point to where you are you make like a more or less a retirement video after some crowdfunding campaigns kind of fall through, and that was kind of a notorious end to your filmmaking career at that time. Talk about that, because you want to talk about like feeling it. You were pissed. You were you were very pissed during that video.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it. I'm trying during we talk here to find that video, and I found it here. Wait 1 second.
Sure.
I will put it in the that other boxing thing.
Sure,
And
sure, sure.
there you see when it looks a little more real.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's I'm putting it here in the chat.
Okay.
And so for
Excellent.
everybody to watch, so that you can see, I can take the pressure. So and yeah, so that when you so this guy was the guy, so he wanted to do it, and then he came. You see here is the Chris Alexander in the left,
Okay.
and so he got more aggressive here, but it's a totally different setup. You see, he's
Right.
sportive, you know. So and then he was like, you would see when he stops, he falls on the ground at one point. So
Nice.
and see, now I'm going a little more to the body.
So you go into town, you're in Vancouver, this guy's like, hey, let's go the day before. And you're like, all right.
Yeah, no, because at this point you have to see, like, I took the fight serious. So I was there in training a longer time, and did a lot of sparring, getting really good boxers there in Vancouver. So I was not scared if a guy like want to do something, you know.
But what do you think about this? Leave us a comment down below. We read every single one of them. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button because you have found your home for common sense in the gaming and entertainment worlds.